Hi guys, today we are going to do the lesson Pajjar Mein Tuti Pattiyan, written by Ravindra Kelekar and taken from Class 10 NCRT textbook Sparsh. This is dedicated to one of my little subscribers who had asked me to explain this lesson. So let's start off with the lesson. Part Pravesh, Introduction to the lesson. ऐसा माना जाता है कि थोड़े में बहुत कुछ कह देना कविता का गुण है. It is considered that to say a lot in very few words is the quality of a poem. Gun means quality. जब कभी यह गुण किसी गद्य रचना में भी दिखाई देता है, तब उसे पढ़ने वाले को यही मुहावरा याद नहीं रखना पड़ता कि सार सार को गही रहे, थोथा दे उड़ाए. When the same quality is seen in a prose, at that time, the reader who's reading the prose does not have to remember this phrase or the idiom that sar sar ko gahi rahe, thotha de udaye. Now, here Gadya Rachna means prose. Prose means writing something in an ordinary way without any metrics. Muhavra means phrase or idiom. Here, now the meaning of this muhavra is that सरल लिखना, थोड़े शब्दों में लिखना ज्यादा कठिन काम है. To write in few words and in a simple way is a more difficult task. फिर भी यह काम होता रहा है. Still, this work has been happening. सूक्ति कथाएं, आगम कथाएं, जातक कथाएं, पंचतंत्र की कहानियां उसी लेखन के प्रमाण है. Now these are all collections of stories. I think children, you would have read lots of stories from Panchatantra, Jatak Kathai and all. So now these collection of stories, they are an evidence of this kind of writing. That is in few words saying or conveying a lot of things. Praman means evidence. यही काम कोंकणी में रविंद्र केलेकर ने किया है. The same kind of writing Ravindra Kelekar has done in Konkani. Konkani is language which is spoken in Goa. प्रस्तुत पाठ के प्रसंग पढ़ने वालों से थोड़ा कहा बहुत समझने की मांग करते हैं. The contents or the article which is there in this present lesson, it expects or it asks that the person, whoever is reading this composition, should try to understand a lot from few words. Prasang means composition or this article. Prastut पाठ means the present lesson. ये प्रसंग महज पढ़ने गुनने की नहीं, एक जागरूक और सक्रिय नागरिक बनने की प्रेरणा भी देते हैं. Now these compositions which are there in this lesson, they are not just to read and forget it. It's not for casual reading. Rather, they inspire us to become a very alert and active citizen. Mahaj means just like that. Jagruk means very alert. Sakriya Nagarik means very active citizen. Prerna means inspiration. पहला प्रसंग, गिन्नी का सोना जीवन में अपने लिए सुख साधन जुटाने वालों से नहीं, बल्कि उन लोगों से परिचित कराता है जो इस जगत को जीने और रहने योग्य बनाए हुए हैं. The first composition, which is Ginni Ka Sona, it introduces us not to people who are very busy collecting all the materialist things which can give them comfort and luxury. Rather, it introduces us to such people who have left the world or who have made the world worth living and staying. Prasang here means this composition. परिचित कराता है means it introduces us. दूसरा प्रसंग जैन की देन बौद्ध दर्शन में वर्णित ध्यान की उस पद्धति की याद दिलाता है जिसके कारण जापान के लोग आज भी अपनी व्यवस्थितम दिनचर्या के बीच कुछ चैन भरे पल पा जाते हैं. Now the people in Japan are considered to be highly busy. They do the work of 1 week in a very short time as compared to other parts of the world. Hence, they are active, very busy in their life. Now, the second composition, which is known as Jain Ki Dein, it reminds us of that method which is used in Buddhism, way of thinking, and it is narrated in Buddhism, and because of which the people in Japan, in spite of having the busiest daily routines, they are still able to manage to get few moments of relaxation for themselves. Here, Bodh Darshan means in the Buddhist way of thinking. Varnit means narrated, explained. Paddhati means system. Vyavastatam Dincharya means busiest routine. Chain Bhare Pal means moments of relaxation, peace. May Tuti Patiyan, those leaves which have fallen during autumn. The first composition is Ginni Ka Sona, that is a sovereign gold, a gold in which there is a slight mixing of another metal. Shuddha Sona alag hai or Ginni Ka Sona alag. The author says that there is a difference between pure gold and a gold which is known as Ginni Ka Sona. Now here Shuddha Sona means pure gold and Ginni Ka Sona is referred to that gold in which there is a little kind of mix of some other metal. गिन्नी के सोने में थोड़ा सा तांबा मिलाया हुआ होता है. Now in this sona, which is known as ginni ka sona, they add a little bit element of copper. Tamba means copper. इसलिए वह ज्यादा चमकता है, and that is the reason why गिन्नी का सोना it shines a lot. चमकना means shines. और शुद्ध सोने से मजबूत भी होता है, and it is stronger than pure gold. If you have jewelry which is made of pure gold, which is known to be 24 carats, now this jewelry, it will break fast. Whereas if a little bit element of copper is added in it, that metal becomes all the more stronger, it doesn't break, and it has a better shine. Shuddha means pure, mazboot means strong. औरतें अक्सर इसी सोने के गहने बनवा लेती हैं. Ladies generally make jewelry out of ginni ka sona. That is that gold in which little bit of tamba or copper is mixed. Here gehna means jewelry. फिर भी होता तो वह है गिन्नी का ही सोना. Still, the author says that come what may, it's true that it becomes stronger, it becomes shinier, but the fact is that it is still a mixed gold. There is an impurity in that. शुद्ध आदर्श भी शुद्ध सोने के जैसे ही होते हैं. Now the author compares ideal principles to pure gold. So he says that just like pure gold which doesn't have any mix in it, same way a person who follows ideal principles is almost similar to pure gold. Shuddha आदर्श means pure principles, ideal principles. चंद लोग उनमें व्यवहारिकता का थोड़ा सा तांबा मिला देते हैं और चला कर दिखाते हैं. Now few people, what they do, they say that they are highly principled. But since they know that being only highly principled, it does not help them reach to great distances, what they do is they mix little bit element of copper in it. And that copper is vyavaharikta, that is practicality. What they believe in is that by just following principles, it's difficult to attain what you want in life. Hence, it is important that we become more practical. Here, chand log means few people. Vyavaharikta means practicality. तब हम लोग उन्हें practical idealist कहकर उनका बखान करते हैं. At that time, what do we do? The general people, they call them practical idealist people who are able to achieve everything by being so practical. And we praise them. Here, children, bakhan means praise. पर बात ना भूले कि बखान आदर्शों का नहीं होता, बल्कि व्यावहारिकता का होता है. But we should not forget one thing, that when they praise, they are not praising the principles of that person. Rather, they are praising his being very practical. Bakhan means praise and आदर्श means principle. और जब व्यावहारिकता का बखान होने लगता है, तब प्रैक्टिकल आइडियलिस्टों के जीवन से आदर्श धीरे धीरे पीछे हटने लगते हैं और उनकी व्यावहारिक सूझबूझ ही आगे आने लगती है. Now what happens when people praise a person who's very practical and who's able to achieve what he wants in life, then these people who are known as practical idealists, from their life, slowly the principles start leaving behind. They start leaving behind their principles, and more of their practical thinking, it comes forward. सोना पीछे रहकर तांबा ही आगे आता है. The pure gold, it remains behind, and only copper comes forward. Here, the author is comparing sona to principles and tamba to practicality. चंद लोग कहते हैं गांधी जी practical idealist थे. Now few people say that Gandhi ji was a practical idealist. व्यावहारिकता को पहचानते थे. He used to recognize practicality. He used to understand what is being practical. उनकी कीमत जानते थे. He knew the value of practicality. व्यावहारिकता, children, means practicality. कीमत means value. इसीलिए वे अपने विलक्षण आदर्श चला सके. And that is the only reason why he could, continue with his, or he could achieve everything in his life with his remarkable principles, because he knew the importance of practicality. वरना हवा में ही उड़ते रहते. Otherwise, if he was not practical and he was only highly principled, he would have never met his targets. He would have just made castles in the air. देश उनके पीछे न जाता. The country would not have gone behind him. विलक्षण आदर्श, children, here means remarkable principles. हाँ, पर गांधी जी कभी आदर्शों को व्यावहारिकता के स्तर पर उतरने नहीं देते थे. This is true that he knew what is practicality, but it was his principle to see to it that he would never let his principles fall down to the level of practicality. व्यावहारिकता के स्तर पर means he would not compromise on his principle, बल्कि व्यावहारिकता को आदर्शों के स्तर पर चढ़ाते थे. What he used to do is that he would make his practicality come up to the level of his principles. वे सोने में तांबा नहीं, बल्कि तांबे में सोना मिलाकर उसकी कीमत बढ़ाते थे. He was the kind of person who would not mix copper in the gold. Rather, he would mix gold in copper and would increase the value of copper. That means he would always follow his principles by bringing practicality into it. But he would never compromise on his principles. इसलिए सोना ही हमेशा आगे आता रहता था. Hence, in his case, only the gold used to come forward and not the copper, unlike other cases of practical people in whose case only the practicality used to come forward. They would all leave their principles behind, because people generally praise when you are more practical and you achieve your targets. But only people like Gandhiji and others who have followed pure principles, only they have left, or they bring value and make the world worth living and staying. This is the end of this section, which is known as Ginni Ka Sona. I hope I've been able to clear the concept. Any doubts, please do let me know, children. There was one more paragraph. I'm just continuing with that. व्यवहारवादी लोग हमेशा सजग रहते हैं. Practical people are always alert. व्यवहारवादी means practical. सजग means alert. लाभ हानि का हिसाब लगाकर ही कदम उठाते हैं. They will always compare the benefits and the losses they'll face in any situation. Only then they would take the next step. That is, they are very careful about the material benefits that they would get in any situation. They will consider that only, then they will take the next step. Labh, hani means profit and loss, or benefits or losses. Hisab means they would take count of it. वे जीवन में सफल होते हैं, अन्यों से आगे भी जाते हैं, पर क्या वे ऊपर चढ़ते हैं? They are definitely successful in life and they move forward as compared to others. But have you ever thought whether they really climb up in life? Do they climb up in life? They do move forward, but do they climb up? That is what the author wants to ask all of us. खुद ऊपर चढ़ें और अपने साथ दूसरों को भी ऊपर ले चलें, यही महत्व की बात है. Now the author Ravindra Kelekar says that we should climb up rather than forward only. And along with us, we should take others as well. That is important. यह काम तो हमेशा आदर्शवादी लोगों ने ही किया है. And who have been able to do this? Climbing up and taking all others also with them. This has been done only by people who follow principles. समाज के पास अगर शाश्वत मूल्यों जैसा कुछ है, तो वह आदर्शवादी लोगों का ही दिया हुआ है. If at all there is something of eternal value with the society, it has been given only by highly principled people and not practical people. Samaj means society. Shashwat मूल्य means long lasting or everlasting or eternal values. मूल्य means values. व्यवहारवादी लोगों ने तो समाज को गिराया ही है. Practical people, they definitely have achieved a lot of things in life, but they have only brought the downfall of the society. व्यवहारवादी लोग means practical people. Jane की देन, written by Ravindra Kelekar. Hi guys, this is the lesson we are going to do today. It's taken from grade 10 Sparsh 2 textbook, NCERT syllabus. One of my little subscribers had asked me to explain this, and this is dedicated to him and all others who are listening to this. Let's start with the lesson. Jane ki देन. देन means gift. Gift of Jane. जापान में मैंने अपने एक मित्र से पूछा, यहाँ के लोगों को कौन सी बीमारियां अधिक होती हैं? In Japan, I asked one of my friends as to which disease afflicts them most. Them means the people of Japan. मानसिक, उन्होंने जवाब दिया. His friend replied, it is mental diseases that afflict the people of Japan the most. यहाँ के 80% लोग मनोरुग्ण हैं. Here, 80% of the people are affected by mental diseases. इसकी क्या वजह है? What is the reason for this? Here, वजह means reason. कहने लगे, हमारे जीवन की रफ्तार बढ़ गई है. His friend told him, the pace of our life has increased a lot. रफ्तार means pace or speed. यहाँ कोई चलता नहीं बल्कि दौड़ता है. Here no one walks. Everybody is running. Indirectly it means that everyone is so busy that they don't have time to wait and look, even wait for someone or walk. कोई बोलता नहीं, बकता है. No one talks here. They only blabber. हम जब अकेले पढ़ते हैं तब अपने आप से लगातार बड़बड़ाते रहते हैं. When we are left alone, we continuously keep on grumbling to ourselves. बड़बड़ाना means to grumble. अमेरिका से हम प्रतिस्पर्धा करने लगे हैं. We started competing with America. प्रतिस्पर्धा means to compete. एक महीने में पूरा होने वाला काम एक दिन में ही पूरा करने की कोशिश करने लगे. We tried to finish a month's work in just one day so that we can compete with America and reach that level of development. वैसे भी दिमाग की रफ्तार हमेशा तेज ही रहती है. Otherwise also the speed of the mind is always fast. उसे स्पीड का इंजन लगाने पर वह 1000 गुना अधिक रफ्तार से दौड़ने लगता है. And if we fit the engine of speed to our minds, it will start running 1000 times faster. 1000 गुना means 1000 times. दौड़ने लगता है means it starts running faster. फिर एक क्षण ऐसा आता है जब दिमाग का तनाव बढ़ जाता है और पूरा इंजन टूट जाता है. Then there comes a moment when there is so much of stress on the minds that the engine ultimately breaks down. तनाव means stress or pressure. यही कारण है जिससे मानसिक रोग यहाँ बढ़ गए हैं. This is the reason why mental diseases have increased here in Japan. शाम को वह मुझे एक टी सेरेमनी में ले गए. In the evening he took me to a tea ceremony. चाय पीने की यह एक विधि है. Now what is this tea ceremony? It is a way or method of drinking tea. विधि means method or a way or style. जापानी में उसे चा नो यू कहते हैं. In Japanese we call it चा नो यू. वह एक 6 मंजिली इमारत थी. It was a 6-story building. 6 means 6, manzili means story, imarat means building. Now where the author, he was taken for a tea ceremony, it was a 6-story building, जिसकी छत पर दफ्ती की दीवारों वाली और तातामी की जमीन वाली एक सुंदर पर्णकुटी थी. He is describing the place where he was taken to attend this tea ceremony. Now it was a 6-story building, and on the roof of that building, chat means roof, dafti ki deewaron wali, dafti means wooden. The walls were made up of wood with artwork on it. That is what is known as dafti. Diware means walls, and tatami means chatai or mat. On the floor there was mat. एक सुंदर पर्णकुटी थी. It was a beautiful hut made up of leaves. Parnakuti means a hut made up of leaves. This is the description of the place where he had gone to attend the tea ceremony. बाहर बेढब सा एक मिट्टी का बर्तन था. Outside this hut there was a formless or a shapeless container made up of mud. बेढब सा means formless or shapeless. मिट्टी का बर्तन means a vessel or a container made up of mud. उसमें पानी भरा हुआ था. It was filled with water. हमने अपने हाथ पांव इस पानी से धोए. They washed their hands and legs with this water. तौलिए से पोंछे और अंदर गए. We wiped ourselves with the towel and went inside. तौलिया means it's towel. अंदर चाजीन बैठा था. Inside, Chazin was sitting. Chazin is the person who makes tea. हमें देखकर वह खड़ा हुआ. He got up seeing us. कमर झुकाकर उसने हमें प्रणाम किया. He bowed down and greeted us. झुकाकर means bending the kamar means his hips. दो झो, which means आइए तशरीफ लाइए, please come take your seats. कहकर स्वागत किया. And this is how he welcomed them. There were 3 people. बैठने की जगह हमें दिखाई. And he showed us the place where we would be sitting. अंगीठी सुलगाई. And he lit the furnace. अंगीठी means furnace, सुलगाई means he lit. उस पर चायदानी रखी. Chaydani means that vessel in which tea is made or chai is made. That is chaydani. He kept the chaydani on the furnace. बगल के कमरे में जाकर कुछ बर्तन ले आया. He went to the next room and brought some vessels. बर्तन means vessels. तौलिए से बर्तन साफ किए. And he cleaned the vessels with तौलिया or the towel. सभी क्रियाएं इतनी गरिमापूर्ण ढंग से की कि उसकी हर भंगिमा से लगता था मानो जय जयवंती के सुर गूंज रहे हो. Now it's a bit tricky sentence, children. Now you'll have to pay attention to this. सभी क्रियाएं, क्रियाएं मीन्स एक्शंस, ऑल द एक्शंस इतनी गरिमापूर्ण ढंग से की. He did it in such a dignified way or style that every action of that Chazin or the person who was making tea, it was as if a kind of, Jai Jayavanti ke sur means it's a kind of melodious song, melodious tune, which shows that your duty is first. Actually, that particular sur, which is known as Jai Jayavanti, that is, somehow conveys a message that you have to put your duty first. So the author, when he was looking at the person, the Chazin who was making tea, who was doing different actions, all the actions were so dignified that he felt as if like he is paying his 100% attention to those actions, and it was being done in a very beautiful way. गूंज रहे हो means they were resonating. वहां का वातावरण इतना शांत था कि चायदानी के पानी का खदबदाना भी सुनाई दे रहा था. And the ambience, or there the atmosphere, was so peaceful that they could even hear the boiling of the water which was kept to make tea. Vatavaran means ambience or environment. Shant means peaceful. Khadbadana means boil. चाय तैयार हुई. The tea was ready. उसने वह प्यालों में भरी. And the Chazin filled it in the cups. फिर वे प्याले हमारे सामने रख दिए गए. And then he kept those cups in front of us. वहां हम 3 मित्र ही थे. There we were only 3 friends. इस विधि में शांति मुख्य बात होती है. In this method of drinking tea, which is known as cha no u, peace is the main thing. That is, everything has to be very peaceful, very silent. विधि means way, शांति means peace. इसलिए वहां 3 से अधिक आदमियों को प्रवेश नहीं दिया जाता. That is the reason why more than 3 people are not allowed to enter there. प्याले में 2 घूंट से अधिक चाय नहीं थी. In the cup, there was not more than 2 sips of tea. 2 घूंट means 2 sips. हम ओंठों से प्याला लगाकर एक बूंद चाय पीते रहे. We kept on sipping drops of tea from the cups because it was very little. करीब 1.5 घंटे तक चुस्कियों का यह सिलसिला चलता रहा. And they continued like this for almost 1.5 hours. Chuskiya means sips. Silsila means that series or that continuation of sipping the tea from the cups. It kept on going on for 1.5 hours. 1.5 घंटे means 1.5 hours. पहले 10-15 मिनट तो मैं उलझन में पड़ा. For the first 10 to 15 minutes, I was a bit confused. उलझन means confusion. फिर देखा दिमाग की रफ्तार धीरे धीरे धीमी पड़ती जा रही है. Then he saw that the speed of his mind was slowly becoming less, or it was reducing. धीमी means slow. थोड़ी देर में बिल्कुल बंद भी हो गई. And in some time it completely closed. It just came to a halt. His mind, the speed of his mind, it became 0. मुझे लगा मानो अनंत काल में मैं जी रहा हूं. And the author, he felt as if he was living in eternity. अनंत काल means eternity. यहां तक कि सन्नाटा भी मुझे सुनाई देने लगा. And it was so peaceful. His mind was so much at peace that he could hear even silence. It means that much he was into another world. He was feeling he was into eternity. Here sannata means silence. अक्सर हम या तो गुजरे हुए दिनों की खट्टी मीठी यादों में उलझे रहते हैं या भविष्य के रंगीन सपने देखते रहते हैं. Normally what we do is we keep thinking about sweet and sour moments of the past, or we are busy dreaming about a colorful future. Khatti meethi yadein means sweet and sour memories of the past. उलझे रहते हैं means we are always busy with them. भविष्य के रंगीन सपने means colorful dreams of future. हम या तो भूतकाल में रहते हैं या भविष्य काल में. Either we live in the past or in the future. We never live in the present. असल में दोनों काल मिथ्या है. And what he feels is that in reality both your past and your future both are illusions, or rather you can say they are all a lie. एक चला गया है. One is gone. Your past is gone. दूसरा आया नहीं है, and the other one has not yet come. But we are busy always thinking about the past and the future. हमारे सामने जो वर्तमान क्षण है वही सत्य है. In front of us, whatever is the present moment, that is the only truth. वर्तमान क्षण means present moment. उसी में जीना चाहिए. We should live in that. चाय पीते पीते उस दिन मेरे दिमाग से भूत और भविष्य दोनों काल उड़ गए थे. That day, as I was drinking the tea, both my past and my future, it just vanished from my mind. I was just living in the present and enjoying those moments. केवल वर्तमान क्षण सामने था. Only my present moment was in front of me. और वह अनंत काल जितना विस्तृत था. And it was as extensive as eternity. That is what he was feeling. Anant Kal means eternity. Vistritha means it was extended. जीना किसे कहते हैं उस दिन मालूम हुआ. That day I understood what is living. What is it like to live. जैन परंपरा की यह बड़ी देन मिली है जापानियों को. This is a very big gift that Japanese people have got from the Jain tradition. Parampara means tradition. I hope children you all enjoyed the topic. It's a short topic but it shows us the reality of the present day. In present day all of us are always busy, right? Our parents, everybody is busy. Even though digitally we have become so advanced, still we are so busy every moment of our life that we forget to really live. So let's all try to, reduce the speed of our minds, try to live in the present and enjoy the moment. In case you have any doubts, please do let me know, children. I'll definitely explain it to you. लेखक ने जापानियों के दिमाग में स्पीड का इंजन लगने की बात क्यों कही है? Children, I'm just going to give you the explanation of these questions in English. In case you have doubts, you can always get back to me. Why has the author spoken about the engine of speed being fitted in the minds of people? जापानी में चाय पीने की विधि को क्या कहते हैं? What do we call the method of drinking tea in Japanese? जापान में जहां चाय पिलाई जाती है उस स्थान की क्या विशेषता है? What is the speciality of that place in Japan where we are given tea to drink? चाजीन ने कौन सी क्रियाएं गरिमापूर्ण ढंग से पूरी की? Which all actions did the chazin or the person who makes tea fulfill in a very dignified manner? गरिमापूर्ण ढंग means dignified manner. टी सेरेमनी में कितने आदमियों को प्रवेश दिया जाता था और क्यों? How many people were allowed to enter into the tea ceremony and why? चाय पीने के बाद लेखक ने स्वयं में क्या परिवर्तन महसूस किया? After drinking the tea, what change did he feel in himself? The author. लेखक के मित्र ने मानसिक रोग के क्या-क्या कारण बताए? What all reasons did the author's friend tell him for mental illness? आप इन कारणों से कहां तक सहमत हैं? And to what extent do you agree to these reasons? लेखक के अनुसार सत्य केवल वर्तमान है, उसी में जीना चाहिए. According to the author, only the present is the truth and we should live only in the present. लेखक ने ऐसा क्यों कहा होगा? Why do you think the author might have said such a thing? स्पष्ट कीजिए, clarify it.